Guys, so I wanted to do a quick video tutorial on how to complete the advanced color worksheet and then the gradient map. So all of this is going to be found in your adjustments panel down here by your layers. It's a circle that's half white and half black, just so you know what you'll be clicking on. But I want you to start off with this page over here. And if you notice in your layers panel, you have the advanced colors board, and then you have the gradient map. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first one, which is this one right here. If you don't see a little box around it, again, click on this box up here where it says show transform tools or transform controls, and you should be able to see what you're clicking on. So the first one, it's telling you to add a hue saturation adjustment layer. So you're going to go again down here, left click, and look for hue saturation. And once you've applied this adjustment layer, go ahead and right click and then create a clipping mask. This just ensures that this adjustment will only be applied to this layer right beneath it. Okay, so once you have that, you'll notice that in your properties panel, depending on which adjustment you added, the controls appear up here. So if I click on the hue slider, you'll see that the picture gets affected by whatever I change over here. So I'll let you guys choose whatever hue you want to apply, and then you also have 3 other sliders down here. The saturation, just how much vibrance the colors will be, and then the lightness is just how dark or how light you want the picture. I'm going to leave this at 0, but I do want you guys to mess around with the 2 top, the hue and the saturation. Once you're happy with how it looks, you're going to go over to number 2 here. This one's telling you to invert colors, so once again, adjustments here, look for invert. I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to hit create clipping mask, and there we go. It only applies to this one right here. So for the invert one, it doesn't really have any options because it's a simple command. You're just inverting the colors. So I'm going to move on to the next selective color. Same thing. Go to my adjustment, selective color, right click, create clipping mask, and this one you'll notice that you do have some sliders here. On top of that, you have some drop down menus up at the top. So if you click on red, you can select how much magenta you will add to all the red that's in that image, and then the black is just how light or how dark. I can come over here and play with the yellow. So this is really good when you have a green screen and maybe you want to drop down the green that might be bouncing off on the subject in front of it. But yeah, feel free to play around with this one, but that is basically what you will be doing over and over for these here. So for the gradient maps, it does give you some instructions, which is another way to apply adjustments to a picture. We'll start off with camera 1 here. So another way, which I don't really recommend because it's destructive in a way, is going up to image, adjustments, and you'll see the same kind of list over here, and then you plus little extra ones here. But you'll notice most of them are the same. If you can, always use the adjustment layer down here, just in case you ever want to go back and adjust it. You have the layer to do so. When you apply it this way, it's just kind of once you've set it, that's it. You can't go back into it. So, but for the sake of this one, I'm going to select gradient map. If you hit this drop down here, you'll have some of these preset gradients that you can choose from. So if you don't see it, go ahead and hit preview and it should pop up. Now you can add or create your own if you wanted to, but I'm just going to hit OK for that one. And I'll show you what I mean by you can't go back and edit it. See how I can go back into this one and adjust it, while over here I don't have that option anymore. So again, up to you. I'm going to do this next one the same way I've been doing it for the first board over here. Click on my adjustments, select gradient map, right click, create clipping mask. There we go. And I still have this menu up here as well. So I can come in here, select reds, and say when you actually are using these, you change your mind, you're like, oh, I kind of want to do a different color. You can just come back up here and do so. And you can't really do that with this one anymore. So that is just an example of why I prefer you guys to use these down here as opposed to the ones up here. Okay, of course you have some additional ones that aren't on here, and of course you'll use them on this menu. But once you're done, you're going to do a file, save as, and you're going to submit the PSD file into this week's assignment.